What do you know so far about what's coming up?
Everything.
What are we doing this year?
Everything.
Everything. Then tell us everything.
Then we'll start there. Actually, okay, we'll start with you. Okay, so Opie really kind of, like he's not part of the Suns anymore. He's decided he's out. So kind of where do we pick up with him?
We're still reading with his father and
right.
coming to terms with the club and where he fits in or doesn't fit in. And, the first couple episodes, we'll see where that ends up.
Opie's getting a new love interest this season, and after everything that is he getting that girl? The girl, the Disney girl.
Disney girl? There's a spoiler out there about Dan's daughter.
Oh yeah.
Can't say it.
Why are you ruining it for me?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's turn it around here. So Opie went through a lot through his relationship last season. Do you think that he will be ready to take on a new relationship this season?
In general terms, in as vague as possible terms.
Possibly. Or that. There you go.
Okay, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's snipers, there's grenades in our pants. Things could just explode.
All right, so let's talk about Tig then. How is this going to be with his dynamic? Because his first, his first loyalty, is now kind of changed.
Tig's really off the leash now. He's completely off the leash.
That's kind of scary to hear.
The leash was really with Croman the first couple of seasons, and then Ron started to sort of, Clay started to lie to Tig, and Tig wasn't sure where he was going last year, and now his loyalty to the club and to Jax. He's literally off the leash. And the way it ended last year with, accidentally, why do I always kill the wrong girl? I mean, seriously.
Some people date the wrong girl.
And then Opie's sitting right at the table. Yeah. I mean, seriously, that's the Sutter writing thing, And so I think this season is going to be pretty dramatic for Tig, pretty upsetting for Tig, and a lot of shit goes down.
Yeah, so how is that going to work? Because I guess is it Harold Perrineau that's coming into play?
Yeah, to play Pope. Yeah. Can you say much about anything?
No, you can't say anything.
Yeah, you can tell us everything. You can tell anything.
Just ignore the under the table. You can't say anything.
It's just going to be very dramatic. That's all I can say.
Okay, and what about, are there any scenes between Tig and Gemma? Because they have a really interesting kind of friendship dynamic.
I do rest my head on her lap in a scene in the second episode. Yes, I do.
Well done.
And she caresses my hair, and I won't tell you why. Yeah.
I don't think we need to
let anybody touch her. I've been trying for 5 years.
I mean, look at this mom. I mean, no one touches my hair. Even the hair girls don't touch my hair.
Theo, the character development for you last year was amazing. I think that it was some of your best acting that I've seen. He was all right. Where are we going to see him this season?
I mean, just, the stories, the show's so filled with secrets. Everybody has these massive secrets. And this was just another character's, secrets that he has to bear, and this cross that he has to bear. And I think he's so confused. We say Tig's off the leash, and Opie left and wasn't at the table, and it's like with Juice, he's there, but he's hiding this huge thing of killing Miles and working with the ATF. And, at one point or another, because we are on the other side of the mountain, like he says, a lot of things are going to get resolved. So I think it's just about secrets and what comes out and what doesn't. And this is a guy who's so confused at this point. So he's super vulnerable to anything that can happen. Because he wants to go back to being that fun-loving guy, but at the same time, it's like the clown who's crying on the inside because he has so many crazy shit that's going on.
Look at you coming up with an analogy. Clown crying on the inside.
So, are there going to be like implications?
How many times we use that? That was my first one. That was my first one.
Well, yeah, but this is your first interview, too.
I have another, No, that's my first one in all of these last 2 years. But no, also, and I did have said this, what's different about this season than anything, and, it'll eventually come up, is this is the first time we're looking at the show through a different lens. It's always been Clay at the head of the table.
Right.
It's always been him as Sergeant Arms. It's always been Jackson Opie there. It's always been Juice, being the lapdog. It's always been Happy as the killer. Piney. So now we're really looking at the show through a whole different way.
When you come in the chapel and you sit down at the chapel the first time this year, without him at the table,
right?
Ron's he wasn't even at the table the first couple. Now he is sitting where
Don't
Opie
say
is.
Right.
And then Jack's up there. It's
And
just
no
weird.
Piney and
It's
such,
weird.
yeah.
It's just weird. I can't tell you how weird it is.
I don't think it's a secret.
It's just weird. It's just completely different.
it's just different. So it feels different, and every character feels different, which fuels with what every character feels. And just every episode, it's like, okay, here we go. So it's and again, we're on the other side of that mountain. We are starting to see, the resolve.
So can you talk about like any of the repercussions from last year from killing Miles? I mean, is he still kind of going through that kind of emotional journey, or are there going to be like real world
I think I
implications?
cried in every single scene.
I know. And
last year at one
but
point.
you did it well.
I feel like I cried every episode.
Yeah.
I'm crying right now, and you can't
On
see
the
it. My
inside.
tears are inverted on the inside. No, I think that definitely stuff happens, and he gets caught in this moment of still being that goofy, like Juice back to season 1, dunking his balls in my mouth. Let's go get the dope.
My balls.
I was talking about last night.
That makes it better. Like,
It does. It's way better. Certainly for me.
Yeah.
My balls.
Certainly for me.
So yeah, I mean, listen, the greatest thing about this show and the greatest thing about this season, it's another season where we can work together and be together. Because, like I said, and it was proven again last night with one of these ridiculous Hollywood parties, a lot of these shows, these people don't even talk to each other.
Right.
They don't walk in together, they don't hang out together, they don't do anything. And we not just like hang out and love each other, we like live, bleed, work together. And I know people say that and they like make all that bullshit thing, but it's a lie. Because I saw it again last night, which is why we lasted 15 minutes in the bar. Because we hang out together, and we like being together, and we respect each other. We love each other's work. These are my 2 favorite characters on the show. I won't say that if I'm at another table with other guys. These truly are. And it is because they're the most complex, the most interesting, and a lot of things going on. And we all feel that way about each other. So it's Kurt. It's such an ode to Kurt and what he's done. He's created all these character actors and put them together.
And now,
it's incredible.
And now, Kurt says this himself, we're on the way to finishing up this series now. Right? We have 2 or 3 seasons left, and now he needs to wrap it up. and it's really weird. I mean, we're already we're almost halfway done shooting this season. I mean, where's the time going? What the hell? We wait 6 months, we do our movies, we do things, and then finally we're starting to work, and we're already halfway through. So there's no time to waste. I mean,
You guys will forget all about it sooner than later.
Yeah, rapid fire with this stuff.
I'll be here playing like some kind of weird unicorn on a CW show.
Yeah, but you'll still have been part of this, so you can still have that on your CV.
Years into the show, what are you learning about the character still? What is still surprising you about Opie and Juice and Kinsey?
Hope you answer that.
As the seasons have gone on, and you get to sort of invent more stuff, and that stuff comes through writing and stuff like that. And it's funny as you kind of look back at stuff that you started when but I think for Opie it's more so that there's a resolve that's very sort of reminiscent of that is just sort of once you see all the stuff that he's been through, this stoicness that comes through, that you're like, wow, this can shake shit. That's what I've been most amazed by is just how you can go through so much and still function.
It's amazing. Is this me? What have I learned about the character? I mean, last year I learned everything about the character. I've always had these notions of what Juice was, and kind of like this, like I said, the newest guy in the club, and this lap dog, like funny, do anything they say, trying to get close to Tig, trying to get close to Clay, really kind of on a better level with, Opie and Jax because of the age difference, and just had like this kind of thing. And then to be put in that position, what I think I found was his loyalty as a character. He's so absolutely loyal, and he's loyal to a fault because he put a lot of people in really bad positions due to that loyalty. But at the end of the day, he doesn't feel like that. He just wants everybody to be okay, which is, sometimes, art imitates life, and that's the way it is. As me as a person, I want to do that too. And it's funny because Kurt just brings this out in writing, and So this year is now another morphine of the character. Every script I learn more and more. So it's great.
For me, it's really become about it's about the brotherhood. No matter what Tig does, and again, we have Kirk is open to ideas, but this is his story. All those amazing writers, this is his deal. I've never been a starring regular on a television show before. I'm a movie guy you read the movie, you want to do the movie, then you do your movies, and that's what it is. This, you find out new stuff all the time. And Tig continues to fuck up at times. And it's out of loyalty, but he fucks up. But what doesn't break is, no matter what Chibs feels about him, or what he certainly feels about me in the past with Clay and all that, the brotherhood remains of the Sons of Anarchy. It remains a brotherhood. And that's what's still amazing to me. That none of us get kicked out, or there's issues, but it remains when the cut's on, we're brothers. Stuff is happening. We'll resolve it. We're brothers. We might punch each other in the face a few times, but that's what still is a surprise to me, is we've remained sons the entire time.